And away we go. It is the Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you as always by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com to download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Make sure you get yourself down to Dayton, Kentucky. Tell them to pump it up and save yourself 15%. I think Kelsey ate there today.
Sounds about right.
Kelly went out to lunch with her cousin. I had night practice tonight, so my schedule was kind of all jumbled around. And then apparently Kelly brought her home Galactic Fried Chicken, and then they went.
How? Because they're not open on Tuesdays.
Oh, that's right. Then she didn't bring her home Galactic Fried Chicken. I don't know what day it is. Once camp starts, it's a blur. Like I just know like tomorrow I have radio and this. Thursday, I have practice, radio, BCJ podcast, nightcap. What a nightmare Thursday is going to be.
Well, that's the rest of the read, though, is when you do stop down to Galactic Fried Chicken, they're not open on Mondays and Tuesdays. So don't stop in on those days.
So if Kelly tried to stop in, then the reason I didn't know whether or not they went to Galactic Fried Chicken is because as soon as they got home, they went shopping to a store in Shelbyville, Kentucky, which is like 20 minutes east of Louisville.
Again,
I don't know. I just heard, Dad, Mom and I are going shopping. See you later.
I just live here. I don't know.
Well, it's back to school time. So like every day there's like some kind of like,
I get it.
We got to go find this calculator. Or we got to go get school supplies.
Don't miss those days.
They went to the mall the other day, and Kelsey only bought like a pair of jeans and a T-shirt, and Kelly was all mad, like, we're school shopping and you're not buying anything.
It was tax-free weekend this past weekend, at least in Ohio. So I don't know.
Yeah, we went up and we did a couple things that ended at Maggiano's with a very expensive dinner for the three of us because
shocker.
Kelsey doesn't order off of the reasonable menu. We've talked about that before. But
all right.
Get to
night practice.
Tonight.
First thing I want to ask about night practice. Do you have a preference on the early morning practices? Get everything done, get home, get your work done, all of that. Or do you prefer under the lights, things get a little more intense? The guys have the pads on tonight for the first time. Like, what is your preference as you've now been around both this
I prefer the morning because you can get it done, get home, spend some time with the family, maybe get a quick little like power nap in, and then get up and get all the content done. And typically, unless we've got a podcast, be done at a reasonable time.
Right.
It is 11:30 right now.
And it's going to be a long night still.
I still have to write this practice report. I still have to upload all the video. I still have to plan a radio show tomorrow because I'm in for Mo from 3 to 6. Although, UC fans, hour 1 tomorrow, 3 to 6, Cincinnati's ESPN 1530. Justin Williams in studio for the first hour.
Ooh, is that the first time in studio with you?
We did it last year. I had a day that was actually a camp day. And we drove straight from camp and did an hour in studio, or like 45, 50 minutes in studio because I have to do the practice report with Tony for the Bengals. So, yeah, I mean, I probably, as I get older, younger me, love the night practices because I don't sleep. But older me has a lot of shit going on. And staying up. I'm going to be up until minimum 2.
And you had some friends join you at practice tonight?
Yeah, Brent was there. Dave was there. So Dave's going to, Thursday night when we do the BCJ pod, Dave will have some of his own observations from practice today, which is always fun. That always adds to the content, as we saw, when you had some thoughts yesterday. Dave will have some thoughts. Brent is coming. Brent was there today. He's also coming down Saturday for the scrimmage. And Dave will be at the scrimmage on Saturday. So The more I can get you guys around, the better it is.
Sure, makes perfect sense.
People get tired of hearing me every day. Like they want to hear. That's the point of having a team,
right?
Like if you have a team and nobody else plays, you don't have a team. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the week for content. It's gonna be pretty good.
Very good. And who did you end up interviewing after practices?
I got a good one coming. I talked to Walt Stewart.
Okay.
And got a pretty good breakdown of where things are at along the D line, and him having flashbacks to Camp Higher Ground, 10 years ago, how the place has changed.
24 years, or they've been there now this year. So,
Walt was really good. And then I talked to Sammy Anderson, which it was his first time on camera. So some of those guys get a little nervous that first time, but I think Sammy's going to be an important part of this defense. And so you gotta start getting these guys used to it, baby. You start getting them trained and getting them worked up and get used to being in front of that camera. So Walt and Sammy, I will have those posted on the YouTube channel tonight. This will go on the YouTube channel tonight. The practice report will be on the front page, and I'll have 3 hours of radio tomorrow. So let's go.
So I imagine it was more than just checkdowns. And
yes, well, it was an interesting day because Ben, I don't think was feeling 100%, so he was limited today.
Okay.
So a lot of Evan, a lot of Brady Lichtenberg, a lot of Luther. Luther threw a pick today. Got picked on a little bit, but that's.
Well, he's not used to that because his did he have an interception last year in high school?
Not many.
His touchdown to interception ratio was absolutely bananas.
Yeah,
something like 70-5 or something.
How about the play of the day though today being Jacob Hoying to Drew Donnelly over the top? The number 2 play of the day. The play of the day was Tyler Scott. Evan chucked one into the end zone from 50 yards, and it did not look like Tyler Scott was going to be able to run under it, and just laid out and snatched it in the air as he came to the turf and made the catch. So that was the play of the day. Ev threw a great deep ball on that one. I thought Evan had a good day. He didn't have a great day because the defensive line was awesome. Well, the defensive line and linebackers were awesome today.
And I'm trying to figure out how, without having any notes to read from, to know what topics to avoid. Like how are we dancing around this?
We're just going to look. It's a night practice. It's gonna be late. The 2 guys, the dude of the day. Here's the tease. The dude of the day was down to 2 guys, and I'll pick one. I still haven't. I thought I had one picked out, but I don't know that's. I'm still internally debating between Ivan Pace and Jawan Briggs.
Which one do you want to talk about?
I'll talk a little about both. Jawan Briggs at one point in time today, a couple points in time today, picked up Jake Renfro, who is a top 5 center in the country, and delivered him to the quarterback.
I'm going to be so right about this prediction with him being the sack leader and tackle for loss leader on this defense.
He is so strong. Like we talked to Jake about it after practice today, and he was like, I did everything right. There was, my technique was good. My form was good. We locked up, and then I was just going backwards.
An immovable force.
Yeah. So those two have been a lot of fun. That's your, if you want your NFL like one-on-one matchup every day in practice, those 2 guys are going to play in the NFL. And who knows whether they're going to be stars in the NFL or they're going to be rotation guys in the NFL, but those 2 guys are going to play in the NFL, and we get to watch them go up against each other every day. Today was a very good day for Jawan Briggs. And Ivan Pace just has a ability to find the ball. I don't know if it's the size, like a running back almost. They talk about running backs like see the space differently and can make it through angles or
Well, because they're looking for the hole, not looking for the window, right?
Right. Ivan Pace has some running back to him in that he's just able to find the space to squeeze through to get to the ball wherever the ball is. He's gonna make an impact, and I think he's making them have tough decisions on not on if Jaheim's going to play, but if Jaheim is going to be more of a rush end and a 4-down set to get Ivan on the field more. Like it felt like, here's what it felt like. It felt like the defense had all day today. And if this is what the 2022 Cincinnati defense is going to look like, it's going to be. Sammy told me today they have a chance to be better on defense than last year. But here's
supposed to say.
Right. The thing was, like, Mike Tressel is known for his blitz packages.
Correct.
Right? Like that
Without
aggressive question. Like that's supposed to be his forte. He didn't have to do that last year. You didn't have to. And you didn't really have a team that needed. You could, because of Sauce, because of Kobe, you could just fundamentally say, "Good luck." Like, come get some. Well, with this group, you're probably going to have to be a little bit more aggressive. Like I said, it was like they just sat around all day for fun and drew up blitzes on the chalkboard because it was intense watching them get after the quarterback today.
So let me ask you this: if they're going to be throwing Jaheim down in a 4-down set, do you think it's going to be more 4-2-5 or 4-3?
Yes, maybe.
Or 4-4-3.
I don't think you ever in today's football, unless you're playing a service academy, you don't ever have 3 defensive backs on the field. It's just too pass happy of a game. Yeah, that's 11. Yeah. It'd be 4 linebackers, 4 defensive linemen, and 3 defensive backs. So 2 corners and a safety to guard typically 5 pass catchers.
It's just going to be very interesting to see the packages that are thrown out there.
Yeah, and the blitz packages and how they're going to, you can have Ivan Pace or Deshaun Pace on the field and play 1 safety.
Yeah.
So that if you're the thing, I think we're getting into something that's probably more of a podcast topic, and maybe Dave and I will circle back to this.
Okay.
Tomorrow, remind us. The thing about going to 5 defensive backs is having 3 corners on the field at all times. Boundary field nickel to cover. Everybody's running, unless you're an option team, everybody's running a minimum of 3 wide receivers. So you need those corners on the field. I do think there's a package or an option where Deshaun Pace is your sniper, but plays like Brian Cook as a box safety, right? I think that's, he would still be labeled in the position he's labeled in right now. So that would be a 4-3 defense, but it really would be a 4-2-5. So why do you think they love Jaheim can be an edge rusher and a weak side linebacker?
Or you could even audible from one end to the other or whatever you want to do out there. So
Deshaun can do so many different things. And Will Huber can be we've seen Will Huber be an edge rusher. But now he's at middle linebackers, so you're going to want him to be that captain of the defense. But, I've seen JQ run 10 corner blitzes already.
Let's talk about him because he's been a hot topic already through camp. So how was JQ tonight?
Good. Let's see. I have him for a pass breakup. Going through the notes that I haven't really. Oh, yeah. They threw a swing pass to Corey Kiner.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the sauce play on Jamison Williams when they tried to throw the little flare pass to him on the sideline in the Cotton Bowl, which was the only catch he had on Sauce that was for a loss of 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that happened with Corey Kiner.
JQ blew him up to the point that he got from Luke he's on your team. I think instinct just kicked in, and he saw the ball and drove on the ball and made a hit.
And that's the thing too, with even putting the pads on, it's hard especially for a freshman, to dial it back.
Well, yeah, and you're trying to make an impression, right? Like you're trying to
dialing it back is how you end up injured.
Yeah. I forgot this. The second most impressive play of the day, I forgot also. I'm just looking at my notes. This is what takes so long to write these practice reports, is you have to go back through every note and like mentally watch that play again in your head. The threes are out there, and they tried to run a bubble screen behind the line of scrimmage, and Derek Shepard picked it off. He dropped into a little bubble coverage and made the play, made the catch, secured it, got like 3 or 4 yards up the field after the pick. And it was on Evan. Or no, that wasn't on Evan. That was Shep. Oh, wrong Shep. I got to remember. That's going to be hard. Remembering that Jaquan Shepard and Derek Shepard are not the same person in my notes.
No, they're very different.
They're very different.
You just write Big Shep.
I did. That's D Shep. D Shep. I was probably on Luther just because it was third team and Hoying was up, or not Hoying, but Brady was up with the second team for most of the team stuff. So I would guess it was on Luther. But yeah, Derek Shepard. I thought he's coming around. Like it's starting to click for him. He was not an early enrollee, so he doesn't have the like. I love CJ Doggett and Tyler Gillison. Like those two are going to be. There was a play. I can't remember what day it was. I think it might have been Friday, where Doggett was at nose tackle. And the play went outside, and he was chasing the play to the line of scrimmage, or to the sideline. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was alive, like just instinctively watching him run. I was like, "There's not a 33 linebacker." I knew who he was. I know he's 33, but like watching him chase down the play, I'm like, "What? Did somebody change numbers today or something? Like, am I missing?" And there it was. CJ Doggett chasing the play sideline to sideline, and Gillison's been really good. This is a really good freshman class, like a really good freshman class. It's going to be another year or two before you really see most of them. That's one of my favorite parts of the Sammy Anderson interview today. I got a load of information today. I talked to Sammy a lot about why is this place a little different? Why aren't you have to wait your turn? And most guys are going to have to wait their turn because of the depth and because of how well recruiting has gone. You know, Sammy came in here a 4-star guy. He was a huge get out of Trotwood Madison. Mm-hmm. He came in here and barely saw the field for 2 years. You know what happens at 90% of places?
See ya.
Yeah. And I asked him, like, what is it about this place that you guys understand and you're willing to accept? Wait my turn, understand, learn from Sauce, learn from Kobe, learn from Arquan, bide your time, know that your time is coming, like as long as you continue to put in the work, but don't quit, don't give up. And I thought he gave a good answer on that. Yeah, I mean, we're already at 20 minutes. I could do an hour to I've got Kobe. So much stuff.
Kobe making plays on DK Metcalf today. I mean,
dude, well, he didn't make the play.
I mean, DK didn't.
He was right. He was right there in the coverage
where he needed to be.
Ryan Montgomery, Corey Kiner on the field.
They're back.
Taking snaps. They're
back.
Corey had a couple nice runs. Monty had a couple nice runs. Miles Montgomery had a couple nice runs. But Chuck was good today too. I think like they might have given Chuck and Miles a little bit of a breather today. Yeah, I mean they had 5 days. It was really like in live action. It was just those two in the walk-ons.
Chuck and Miles show. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think today, like they got some reps, but I think it was more like, okay, we're gonna give you a chance to save those legs a little bit.
All right. I
mean, I can keep going.
I was gonna say anything else. I mean, obviously you'll have your notes on BCJ. Maybe just one more. We've been going about 22, 23 minutes on these through camp, yeah. So maybe one more gem, and then for everything else, hop on the boards.
I mean, does it have to be good, or can it
not
be...
like not a super gem, but even something under the radar?
Coming into the day, Ryan Coe was, I think, 10 of 11 on field goals. Today was like 7 of 12, 7 of 11, 7 of 12. He did not have a great day. I think this is the life of a kicker. He got one blocked. Malik came clean up the middle and blocked one. The next one shanked.
Yep.
And then it was in his head for the rest of the day. And you could see he's a football player, dude. He was pacing at one point, like while they were doing other stuff and he wasn't really needed. He was just pacing. You could see the steam coming off of his head. But I think he had like a stretch where he went like 1 for 4, 1 for 5, like in the middle of all that. And like the anxiety, not animosity, the anxiety of the kicking game, you could see like spider webbing where everybody was like, I thought this wasn't a fucking problem anymore.
Delaware and Cincinnati are two different animals.
Yeah, again, like kickers, man. Like he had his line break down. Malik came straight up the middle and got the block, and that threw him off for a couple kicks. He rebounded towards the end of practice. But I think even 2 of the makes, he had one that kind of like almost double doinked and hit every like
the triple deke.
It almost was the triple deke. And then he, like I said, he duck hooked one. But then he righted the ship towards the end of practice and got back on track.
Well, it sounds like defense won the day in all facets. Yep. So congrats to the Black Cats defense. And as always, we will have more tomorrow night.
Yeah, at some point. I guess you're busy or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
We'll get something done.
All right. That's a wrap. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. Thanks for tuning in. It's the Galactic Fried Chicken Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!